Yeah. I mean, this whole thing was supposed to be originally just another little thing for me because last season, I was good friends with Mischa Barton. And I was just around kind of as her friend, but I was also doing what Caroline does, which is help out and serve and this and that. So I DJ'd Heidi and Spencer's um, wedding vow renewal last season, and I brought my pizza truck to their son's birthday. So I was just around. It wasn't ever an idea in my mind that I would be like the new cast member. It was just as much of a shock to me as I think the world. So yeah.
Is that how you became involved with this? Like you were just literally there through being friends with Mischa and
Well, I've known everybody. So I was kind of like around just because like I said, I did that movie with Audrina and like I went to high school with Brody and, like I've known all of these kids for so long. It almost made more sense for me than say a Mischa who didn't know anybody. So the idea behind it, I believe, was for me to kind of help Mischa get embedded into that world because I knew everybody and it would just made sense. But then we found out that there was some negative stuff being said about me on, and it was just a shock. And I think that the producers were kind of put off by it. And they were a little like, they told me, they were like, hey, just so you know, like basically the truth is I put on this huge Pizza Girl event last season that America never got to see. And it was at Kathy Hilton's house and it was epic. And I invited the whole cast and they were trying so hard to keep me off the show that not only did some people not mention my name when they asked about me in interviews in order to keep my narrative off the show, they just didn't even speak of me at all or ignored it when then I come to find out a couple people would look into the camera when I would walk onto a scene. I found out like just to X out my scenes. It was just so bizarre. I've never had people in my life like that who have like deliberately tried to like hurt me. And I put so much money and effort into that party. And, to have a event at Kathy Hilton's house is pretty epic. And that never got seen. And then I think the producers were upset. They were like, these people, just so you know, are trying to keep you off the show. And they ended up replacing her with me. And I have to say that I do believe in karma.
I have so much to say to this. Now, first of all, because this is behind the velvet rope and we love the silver lining details, what event was this at Kathy Hilton's house? Because I do think that is a big event. Yes.
Yeah, it was a Pizza Girl launch event. And these events cost me my life. I'm sitting there like, making everything, doing everything. It's, it was intense. And like Kathy opened up her home to me and to the Hills. It was the most beautiful event. And the fact that the world never got to see that is just was so gut wrenching to me. And then after like, all the money and hours and like effort that we put into it. So, but I ended up, winning in the long run. And now Pizza Girl is going to be heavily featured and the world's going to get to try it. So, yeah.
It is going to be heavily featured. So, okay, so with the cat, because I know like, so Mischa, was it Mischa that was telling the cast, like, don't look at her, don't film with her. Like it was her.
To Mischa's credit, I think that she had another person kind of manning that ship. But that person did call me to apologize. So I almost don't even want to drag them in anymore. Mischa, on the other hand, went out and publicly slammed me. So I feel like, the gloves are off at this point. But yeah, there was another person in there that had tried to intimidate me and hurt me. But they apologized and I'm a very forgiving person.
So. Like someone currently on the cast that Mischa kind of got to do her dirty work.
It was a dual effort, I will say. Yeah.
Well,
so much gossip off the show too, right?
Listen, nothing shocks me anymore from sitting here and talking to people like yourself. But, I hear duo, I can only think of, there's only one duo really that's part of the Hills. Anyway, So that's, I mean, that's kind of nice though that producers came to you. Cause I mean, a lot of times they wouldn't. They would be like, Misha's a cast member and you're not. Like, why would we come to this girl?
Well, you know what happened is they liked me a lot. They liked me. They thought I was funny. You know, I had microphones on, whatever. They heard a bunch of, they just liked me as a person, which was cool. So I mean, it, yeah, I guess they just liked me and wanted to let me know why my big scene wasn't going to be in the season. And, you know, then came to me with an offer to be the new girl.